Good morning, students. We'll continue the previous class. In that previous class, we were discussing about the compound microscope. Second, optical instrument. Here we'll discuss the last optical instrument called telescope. See, telescope means an optical instrument used to see the clear images of distant objects. Clear images of distant objects means what? This instrument we going to see the images of objects which are at far distance. Objects which are at far distance. So now here, look here, this is called astronomical telescope. See here, this is the ray diagram of that telescope. This telescope is also consisting with two lenses. One as an objective lens and another one as an eye lens. How we have seen in compound microscope. That also was being with two lenses, objective lens and eye lens. Here also two lenses are there. Then what is the difference between compound microscope and this telescope? A very main important difference is, look, even you can look on the ray diagrams of both instruments. There in compound microscope, that smaller lens, that small aperture lens faced towards the object. Then we viewed or we watched through the lens which has greater aperture. I mean that big lens was near to eye and small lens was near to object. Okay, but here in this telescope it is exactly reverse. In this telescope it is reverse. That greater aperture lens, I mean that big lens is facing to that distant object. I mean that big lens is towards the object, and through that small lens, through that small aperture lens, we watching, we viewing. I mean that small lens is towards our eye. Okay, that lens we call as eye lens. Here in telescope, that eye lens has a less aperture and that objective lens has a greater aperture. Exactly reverse to the compound microscope. Yes. See, look here. What happening here? Why it is going to be reversed like that? When that compound microscope, okay, that compound microscope we using to observe the images of small objects. Here, objective lens. This is eye lens. Two lenses. Suppose if we are talking about compound microscope. Here below this lens we placing that small object. Here small object is there. Okay, to get light rays from that small body, from that small object onto this lens, no need of greater aperture. Why? Because object itself it is very small. Within some small range, within some small space, and all light rays are coming from that small body and they going to fall on that lens. I mean what? If that object is small here, object is small, then no need to place big aperture lens. If you place a small lens, even that small aperture can able to get all those light rays from that small object. Getting what I mean to say? That's why in that case that objective lens was with a small aperture. Getting what I mean to say? Object was small, so small aperture is enough to get all light rays from that small object. Then why that eye lens is with more aperture? Yes, there we need much enlarged image of that object, much enlarged image. That's why enlarged means highly magnified virtual erect image we going to get. That we going to watch through this eye lens. To get all the light rays from that highly magnified image, the aperture of this eye lens should be greater. Getting what I mean? That's why in compound microscope, that objective lens was being with small aperture. Okay, small surface area for refraction. Eye lens was being with more surface area, I mean more aperture for refraction of light. But here in this case, in the telescope case, that object lens is being with greater aperture. Why? Here this telescope we going to use to focus on distant object. We need this telescope to focus on the object which is at far distance, like this VVV. Microscope VV is like this, okay, because object is somewhere here. Telescope, we are going to view the far object. We weaving like this to get all the light rays from that distant object. Here there should be a lens. I mean now VV is like this. Here there is a lens and here one more lens, two lenses. If this lens is small, then this small aperture is unable to get or to receive all those light rays from that distant object. Object somewhere at far distance, many light rays are coming. See, this is aperture. Surface area of this objective lens, if it is small, then all those light rays are not passing through this. Getting what I mean to say? That's why here we need a big aperture, a greater aperture to catch maximum light rays from that distant object. If we catch more light rays, they are going to gather and the intensity of that image will be more, then we will be getting the clear vision. We can see it clearly. If aperture is small, we will be getting some few light rays. They are going to refract and going to produce the image. The intensity of that produced image will be less because of less aperture. Less light ray got received, they got refracted and they merged, produced the image. So intensity was less. Getting what I mean to say? To get the clear image of that distant object, here the aperture of this objective lens should be very high. That's why they have taken here a big aperture lens as an objective lens. Okay, now you look here. See here, object is at. We looking on a distant object, means we imagine that object is at infinity. Telescope we using to focus on distant body. Distant word only is telling we treat that object is at infinite distance. Light rays from that infinite object are looking like a parallel beam of light rays. Okay, see, look on this diagram. Here also there are two lenses. One is an objective lens which is towards the object, and another one is the eye lens through which we watch it. Okay, eye lens. Okay, look here. Now look on the ray diagram. Now object is somewhere at infinite distance. Object is somewhere at infinite distance. From that object, many light rays are coming. We have taken three parallel light rays. 1, 2, 3. 3 parallel light rays from that infinite body. They got incident on this objective lens. Look on this first one. This is first. Got incident on this. Okay, it got refracted. And this is the second light ray which is passing through the optical center. which is moving along its initial path only. It will not deviate. Then another third light ray, okay, that got incident here, that also refracted. These three dash, 2 dash, 1 dash, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash. These three are the refracted light rays. They got intersected here. They got intersected here means what? Here they produced the image of that object which is at infinite distance. So I named it as a dash B dash. A dash B dash is the image of that object which is at infinity. Getting? This is image for objective lens. Okay? And one thing you should know, when object is at infinity, then obviously that biconvex lens is going to produce the image at its principal focus point. That already we discussed. See, object is at infinity, obviously image should be at principal focus point of that biconvex lens. Here I named this point as FO. Capital FO. Capital FO is nothing but principal focus of this objective lens. Getting? Yes. Image is produced at principal focus. We understood? See, listen here. What I mean to say. Fine. Now, look here. Here I named alpha angle. What is this alpha? Alpha is the angle subtended at the lens by the object. You imagine this lens is not there. Leave this. This second one is not there. Only one is there. You are watching like this. This is not there. Okay. Now, for you, object is at infinity. Object is at infinity. This infinite object, okay, made an angle alpha at that lens. You are watching like this. Your eye is behind this lens. Your eye is behind this lens. Then this alpha is the angle subtended by the object which is at infinity. Okay, that alpha I have taken this side. Okay, vertically opposite angles. See here, this alpha I have taken here. Alpha is the angle subtended by the object. Okay, now look here. Now, this distance FO to optical center we have to treat as focal length. Distance between optical center and principal focus is called as focal length of objective lens. So I mentioned it as F subscript O. FO, small f. Okay, fine. Now, see here. Here this is the eye lens. This is the eye lens. Now this adjustment in this ray diagram, that image, final image is at infinity. See, look here. Look here. What we did here, we did some adjustment in that telescope. Okay. See here. Look here. What I mean to say. This is eye lens. Eye lens. Here, this I mentioned. This point we treated focus point for objective lens, and even we taking this point as a focus point of eye lens. Focus point of objective lens, focus point of eye lens means what? Here A dash B dash is the object for this eye lens. We taking this object at its principal focus point. For this eye lens, object A dash B dash is at its principal focus point. When object is at principal focus point of convex lens, then image is going to produce at infinity. Are you getting? This A dash B dash is at principal focus point of this eye lens. So this eye lens is produce the final image at infinity. To get that, we go with ray diagram. Look here. Okay, yes. Now for this lens, this is object. From this object you take two light rays. From this A dash B dash object you take two. One is parallel, a light ray which is parallel with respect to principal axis. After refraction it will pass through the principal focus. A parallel light after refraction passing through the principal focus. This light ray is received by your eye. Okay, one more light ray from that object, okay, which is coming like this. It is passing through the optical center. That's why it will not deviate. It will move along initial path only. These two light rays are light rays received by your eye. These two light rays are parallel with respect to each other. Then your eye will feel like that these two finally received light rays are came from infinite distance. So for your eye, these two light rays are looking like came from infinite distance. I mean, your eye will feel the image of this object A dash B dash is formed at infinity. Getting what I mean to say? This is the ray diagram of telescope. Here two magnifications are there. One is by objective lens and another one is by eye lens. Okay. See here, for objective lens we treated object at infinity. Image produced at principal focus. For eye lens we taken object at principal focus and we got image at infinity. Have you understood? This is about the ray diagram of telescope. Now again here we have to calculate the magnifying power of this telescope. Again we go with those two cases. I mean for near point and for far point. First one, case one. When the final image is formed at far point, I mean that final image is at infinity. Right now with this our diagram, getting what I mean to say? Now m is nothing but magnifying power, that is beta by alpha. What is this beta by alpha? Already we know that we can take that magnifying power or that magnification of that telescope or of that lens as a ratio of visual angle subtended by the image to the visual angle subtended by the object. This already we discussed. Okay, I mean visual beta is the visual angle subtended by the image at the eye, and alpha is the visual angle subtended by the object at the eye. Beta by alpha. If they are small angle, then we can apply tan function to them. Tan beta by tan alpha. You look in the diagram, where is that beta? I said beta is the visual angle by the image. Where is final image? Final image is at infinity. Here at infinite distance, final image is there. Then look along that light ray, any one light. This light ray, you look on this light ray. This light ray is going to meet the image which is at infinity. I mean this light ray is from that image. You see here. Yes, your eye is here. You viewing here. You viewing here. To you, I mean for your eye, that image which is at infinity going to subtend this angle. Look here. This is image. Okay, you are viewing here. This angle, this is horizontal line. Somewhere here that image is there. This is the portion covered by that image. I mean this is the angle with this angle. It is what I mean to say. This beta is the angle subtended by the image at your eye. Okay? Yes. Similarly, where is alpha? Eyesight. Alpha is this. Object is at infinity. If it is not, if eye lens is not, you weaving like this. For you, that object is at infinity. Light rays are coming from that object, and at this eye, I mean at here, at optical center, you will be weaving that infinite object in this angle, in this portion, I mean this much. Alpha is the angle subtended by that object at your eye. Okay? Yes. Now you go here. Here alpha is there, here beta is there. Look here. Here this dot, this dot, this dot. Look on these three dots. I mean O, A dash, B dash is one right angle triangle. O, A dash, B dash is one right angle triangle. Alpha is there, one of the angle. Similarly, one more is that A dash, E and this B dash. This. Look here now on these two right angle triangles. Tan beta is means what? Tan function is opposite by adjacent. Tan of beta angle. Here beta is there. Okay? For this right angle triangle, you apply tan function. Tan beta opposite by adjacent. This is adjacent. This is opposite. Opposite is what? A dash by, I mean A dash B dash. Opposite is A dash B dash. Opposite by adjacent. Adjacent is what? E A dash. Have you understood? Tan beta is opposite by adjacent. Opposite is A dash by A dash B dash divided by E A dash. Okay, this is beta. Then what about alpha? Look here. This is alpha. For this right angle triangle, tan alpha. Opposite by adjacent. Again opposite is what? A dash B dash. Opposite is A dash B dash. By adjacent. This is adjacent. Adjacent is O A dash. Have you understood? This is adjacent. O A dash. O A dash. Now this A dash B dash will get cancelled. This will come to the numerator. That will be O A dash by E A dash. Look in the diagram. What is that O A dash? Where is that O? Here is O. Here A dash. This distance. What is this distance? This distance we treated as focal length. I mean O A dash is nothing but focal length of objective lens. Then what about E A dash? This is E. This is A. I mean this is the focal length of eye lens. I mean we have to take E A dash as focal length of eye lens. So finally, the magnifying formula for the telescope when image is formed at infinity is equal to FO by FE. There FO is the focal length of objective lens and FE is the focal length of eye lens. Have you understood? Yes. Similarly, one more is there. Case 2. When that final image is at near point. When that final image is at near point, I mean deep point. What it means? Look in this diagram. Okay? Yes. Here, final image in this diagram is at infinity. Now, to get that final image at a D point, we should take this object A dash B dash between its optical center and principal focus point. Now in this diagram, it is at the principal focus point, that's why image is at infinity. To get that final image at D point, we take this A dash B dash object between its optical center and principal focus point. If we take this somewhere here, then final image is going to produce at D point. Okay? Yes. Now see here, for that reason, here one thing, look here, what I written. Let the image due to the objective lens is at a distance of UE from the eye lens. What is the meaning of this line? Read again, go through that. Let the image due to objective lens is at a distance UE from the eye lens. Means what? Look on this diagram. The image by objective lens is what? This A dash B dash. Right now, this is at the principal focus point. Getting what I mean to say? What that statement, what that line is telling, you take this A dash B dash somewhere between optical center and principal focus, somewhere here. Somewhere you take like this. Then at that time, this distance is not going to be FE. Then that time this distance is going to be UE. In previous diagram, I mean here, why we taken FE? Because that object is at principal focus point. So we taken it as FE. You take this somewhere between these 2 points. Then that distance is UE. Getting what I mean to say? Take this somewhere here in such a way that final image should be at D point. Getting what I mean to say? Then object distance for this eye lens is UE. Okay, that I made here. Okay, see here, try to understand what I mean to say. Here I written EA dash is equal to UE. This is E. Okay, this is A dash. EA dash is right now UE. Getting what I mean to say? That I have written. Now look here again. That magnifying formula beta by alpha. Again tan function. Similar, same diagram, same analysis will come. Just only this object is going to shift like this. Finally, his image is going to produce at D point. That's it. Then again beta. Beta will be again opposite by adjacent. Opposite is again A dash B dash. I mean this A dash B dash by EA dash. Getting? See here. A dash B dash divided by EA dash. Then alpha, same. Alpha is same. That is same. Okay? Alpha is again opposite. A dash B dash by OA dash. Here I have written OA dash. Getting what I mean to say? Okay? Now concentrate. What I mean to hear. Look here. Again, A dash, B dash both going to get cancelled out. It will be OA dash by EA dash. OA dash by EA dash. Look here. Concentrate on the diagram. Okay? Again, FOA dash is FO divided by EA dash UE. Okay? FO by UE. Right now, look here. Magnifying formula M is equal to FO by UE. Okay? Here, small imagination is there. This is the lens formula. Thin lens formula. Okay? What we got already. Now, look in this one. What we are going to do? 1 by in place of F, I written FE. I mean, we are talking about this eye lens. Okay? 1 by FE equal to 1 by B. B is what? Image distance. Our case telling that final image, I mean image for eye lens is at D distance. Getting? With respect to this, somewhere here that image is going to produce. This is the distance which we call as D. Okay? This is the distance, D image distance. Okay? That I am going to take, I have taken minus D. Why I taken minus D? Image formed here. the distance we measuring like this. I mean in opposite direction. See here that v I have taken as minus 2 because we measuring in opposite direction. Then minus as usual. Then 1 by u. In place of u I have written ue as a minus. Look here. For this I length, object is here at ue distance. Again we measuring in this direction. Again it is negative. Minus of ue. Look on this line only. Look here in this line. Okay, implies I written. Implies. Minus minus it is plus. Plus 1 by ue. You send this minus 1 by d this side. Then what will happen? 1 by ue is equal to 1 by fe plus 1 by d. I mean we going to take this value 1 by ue is equal to 1 by fe plus 1 by d. Substitute that in the previous equation. That is m equal to fo by ue here. M equal to fo by ue. I have written it like this. Fo by ue I written like this. Equal to fo as usual 1 by ue. In place of 1 by ue I written this value as a 1 by fe plus 1 by d. Okay. Then you multiply this with those. Then it will be fo by fe plus fo by d. Okay. Then in this one, what I have done? I have taken fo by fe as a common. From here, I have taken fo by fe as a common. Then here, this term will be 1. Then fe by fe, fo by fe gone. Then fe will remain here. Okay. Then final expression, m is equal to fo by fe into 1 plus fe by d is the magnifying power of telescope when final image is formed at near point. I mean at d point. So you should know these all things. Very simple. Just you should be remember with the formula when image is formed at d point, when image is formed at infinity. Okay, these are very helpful when we solving the numericals. Okay, this is about the telescope. Okay, see here actually what we discussed, this is the refracting telescope. This refracting telescope has some few disadvantages. As I said, the aperture of this objective lens should be greater. I mean, to get that refracting telescope, there should be a big aperture objective lens. Because of its bigger size, that telescope been with some disadvantages. That's why in modern telescope, instead of taking objective lens, they taking the mirror. Okay, so with the help of mirror, they going to get the clear images of distant object. That we call as a reflecting telescope. In place of a bigger objective lens, they using mirror. So we call it as a reflecting telescope. This is a reflecting telescope. Concentrate here. Look on this one. See, in this one, here there is a mirror. This is mirror. Okay, convex mirror. This side is painted, that side is reflecting, this side is reflected. And this portion of that instrument, this is also mirror. Here back side is painted, inner side is reflecting. This one we call as objective mirror. Why objective mirror? Means light rays from the distant object are firstly falling on that mirror. That's why we calling it as objective mirror. Then thereafter reflection from that mirror they falling on another mirror, which we call as secondary mirror. Look here, look here. somewhere here at infinite distance object is there. From that infinite body I have taken two light rays, a light ray one here, another light ray is here. Look on this first light ray from that object which is at infinite distance. This light from that infinite body is coming and it is going to incident on that mirror which we called objective mirror. Okay? Yes. When it got incident on this reflecting surface, that light ray got reflection by obeying laws of reflection. It got incident on this and it bounced back. This is a reflected light ray. This reflected light ray got incident on this one more mirror. Here there is one more mirror. Here this light ray got incident on this. Again here it got reflection. Again it got bounced back. This reflected light ray came here to this point. Okay. Similarly, this second light ray, okay, from that object which is at infinite distance, this is also coming like this, going to fall on this objective mirror, going to bounce like this. I mean here it will suffer reflection. After getting reflection from this mirror, it will go and hit this secondary mirror which is on its path. Again here it will get one more reflection. It will bounce back along this path. It will go like this. Yes, those two reflected light ray got merged here. They got intersected there. There they are going to produce the image of that object which is at infinity. Here we got the image due to the reflection phenomena. Okay, that's why we called it as a reflecting telescope. Okay, yes, to just avoid the drawbacks of that refracting telescope. Now in modern telescope they going with a mirror, so we call it as a reflecting telescope. Yes, here it is the last section of this ray optics chapter. Okay, we'll start the numericals of this chapter in next class.